Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope that you guys have all had a great weekend. You guys had a great weekend and a good start to your week this week. We have a lot to unpack today. We're going to be going over some key information about trading. For those of you guys who have still not signed up for I Got You Trades, there is still time to take action. As we talked about, there's absolutely nobody in this world who is going to take action but you. The reason why you stay in your situation that you are in today is because of you and nobody else. The only way to prevent that from happening and for you to actually achieve your goals, achieve where you want to be in life, is by taking action. That is the only way, the one and only way. But time is running out, as we talked about. Time is running out. I Got You Trades Week ends on Thursday. Today is Monday, and it is the end of Monday. It is the end of Monday. So all you guys have left is Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it's done. Then that's it. So time is running out, and like I said, so many people are going to miss out on this opportunity, and it's going to be so sad. It's going to be so sad because, I know that we have so many people who are watching right now who have signed up. So our little secret, it's going to be so sad when in like a month or two, because in a month or two, I'm going to bring a lot of you guys on who did sign up, and you guys are going to be so successful. You guys are going to be killing it. I've met with a lot of you guys. You guys are some of the most, you guys will be some of the most successful people just based on the conversations that I've already had with you guys. And it's going to be crazy because in a month, you guys are going to be coming on the live. We're going to be looking at your profits, how much money you've made. And all the people, unfortunately, who did not take action, did not sign up, are going to be, wishing that they did. So congratulations to everybody who signed up. I saw a couple new signups came in today. We have our 200 goal by the end of I Got You Trades Week, and we are so close. I'm going to be cooking again tomorrow. I'm cooking tomorrow and Wednesday. For the finale of I Got You Trades Week. I've never ever been on live this many times before, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. We've done a lot of cool things. We've cooked a couple times. We went to the Everglades. We went bioluminescent kayaking. We did all types of cool stuff, and we're going to finish the week off the same way that it started, which is with cooking. So I'm super excited for that. That's going to be very fun. And as always, I Got You Trades Week is still going. So you are still able to take action, but time is running out. All you have to do is click the link down below, which is IGotYouTrades.com, and use the promo code 1YEAR at checkout. The number 1 year, all one word, at checkout for 100% off. Without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. Today, just so you guys are aware of the agenda, firstly, we're going to be going over some key educational materials about trading and how you can become financially free in the stock market. Then, after that, we're going to be going over looking at some profits, seeing how everyone has done this past week. And as always, as we know, when it comes to work, the views are low. Right here, as you guys can see, 25 of you guys decided to show up today, which is great. That shows that you are committed, and that really puts you in the top 10% of all of our viewers just by being here today. Most of our viewers, they see the notification come across, they click on it very quickly, they see, oh, it's Matthias, that means that there's work involved, effort, and then they click off. But luckily, you guys are here with me today. You guys are ready to learn. You guys are ready to put in the work. You guys are ready to change your life financially. It's really unfortunate the number of people who really are just unable to become successful because they do not have the right mindset. They are unwilling to work. Whenever an opportunity like this live comes across, they click away. They'd rather watch cat videos or, funny, dog videos instead of putting in the time and the effort necessary to become successful. And at the end of the day, everybody has 24 hours in one day. Everybody has 24 hours in one day, and it's all about how you use that 24 hours. That's all what it's about. When you look at Elon Musk, the most successful people, those are the people who use their 24 hours the best, obviously. And then you look at, unfortunately, the least successful people who have the potential, because so many people do, and they aren't where they should be because they don't use their 24 hours well. Kathy Ford, let's see. Yes, Kathy Ford. Let me get Mon. Can you go contact Kathy Ford? She has a problem. Perfect. Mon just said that he will be helping you. You should receive a text in the next couple minutes. And then Jessica Knight, y'all better put in the effort. It is worth it. Absolutely 100%. It's Kathy Ford. 100%. But we can go ahead and get started with the educational materials that we have today for you guys. If you guys have watched any of the other lives that we've done that are similar to this, this is a replay right here. This is a connection. Oh, sorry, we had that connection error. But what I was saying is that all that has happened is that I use my 24 hours better than other people my age have used their 24 hours. So we can go ahead and get started here with segment number 1. Kathy Mon has just texted you. So we're going to firstly go over what options are for anybody who is unclear at this point. We're in the last leg of I Got You Trades week here, and I am exhausted. I've never gone live this many times. Going live is actually exhausting. I didn't know that it was, but it really is. So firstly, starting off with what are options. Options in our use case are simply leveraged trading instruments. That's what they are. They leverage your trading, so that way you're able to trade as if you have a large portion of money invested into a stock without having to do that. So in very, very simple terms, options are like renting shares. You're renting shares instead of actually having to purchase the shares. And so you're able to, get similar returns as if you owned those shares without actually having to put up the capital to own them, right? Then there's 2 different types of options. There are call options and there are put options. With call options, you make money if the stock increases in value, and you lose money if the stock decreases in value. So if you think that Apple stock is going to increase in value significantly over the course of the next week, you would purchase a call option. If you think that, let's say that you make that prediction and your prediction is incorrect and Apple decreases in value, you would then lose money with a call option. But with a put option, you would actually make money. A put option is the exact polar opposite to a call option. With a put option, you make money if the stock decreases in value, and you lose money if the stock increases in value. So that is the difference between a call and a put option. So just to look at the differences between the two, they are exact opposites, exact polar opposites. Call options make money when the stock increases, and they lose money when the stock decreases. Put options make money when the stock decreases and lose money when the stock increases. So it's an exact opposite right there. And then moving on to some key terms. Firstly, starting off with strike price. The strike price in our use case determines the price of the actual options contract. It also determines the potential profitability of the options contract as well. Then you also need to know the expiration date. So as I talked about, options is very similar to renting shares. That's the very simple way of explaining it. Renting shares is what options are. So just like if you rent a house or you rent an apartment or whatever, there's a lease term, right? So the lease expires at a certain point. It is that exact same thing with options, but except it wouldn't be as long, right, as a regular like lease of an apartment or a house, right? So let's say that hypothetically you have a expiration date for Friday. That is your expiration. That is equivalent to your lease expiring, is that Friday. So you have to sell it before that date so you're able to maximize your profits. Then we're also going to talk about here the premium and what that means. The premium is the price of the options contract. Now, one thing that you will see is that options contracts are, the prices are listed in a per share amount. So if you see a 50-cent option, that is 50 cents per share, right? Not for the entire contract. One options contract is equivalent to 100 shares. So if you see 55 cents, you would have to multiply that by 100 because you're purchasing 100 shares with that one contract. So that means that your total cost for one options contract with that hypothetical would be $55, not 55 cents. You always have to multiply the number that is displayed in the brokerage account by 100. Then the next term is risk management. And this is a term that a lot of you guys, would really want to be familiar with, because I bet you there's a lot of you who are thinking about the risks right now. thinking about what could potentially go wrong, what could possibly not go your way, right? Risk management is extremely important, and that is essentially you taking calculated risks, having a full strategy in place. And later on in this live, we're going to go over my personal and I Got You Trades personal 7-figure risk management strategy that many of our analysts, along with myself, use for our risk management. The goal of the risk management strategy is to avoid over trading and emotional trading. There's so many times where if you make $1,000 today, and then it's like tomorrow you're in a trade and you're up $50, you're going to try and hold for that $1,000. But what's going to happen most of the time is it's not going to go your way, right? So you have to take calculated risks, and you have to follow what your risk management strategy says. If you don't have a risk management strategy, it's going to be very difficult to be successful in trading, extremely difficult. So you have to have a risk management strategy in place. So that way you're taking calculated risks, you're taking the right risks, and you're walking away with as much money as possible. Then we're going to go over the 2 primary Greeks. There's multiple Greeks, but these are the only 2 that are really significant that everybody should be aware of. So firstly, starting off with delta. Delta is the amount of money that you will make or lose off of a $1 move in the stock. So if you see a delta of 0.55, that means that you're going to make or lose $50 for every $1 that the stock the option is on moves. So if you get a call option on Apple and you see a delta of 0.6, that means that you're gaining $60 or losing $60 for a $1 move upwards or downwards. Then we're going to talk about theta as well. So theta is a very, very important Greek, and it is something that a lot of beginners overlook. So many beginners overlook theta because theta is, and a lot of people don't know about theta when they first get started. Obviously, they learn about it eventually because you have to learn about it. If you don't know about it, you're going to learn about it the hard way. So I'm letting you guys know now what theta is. So theta is time decay. So if you have a contract that expires on Friday, today is Monday, if you have a contract that expires on Friday, the closer that we get to Friday, the more that options contract is going to lose, right? So theta is displayed in on a 24-hour basis, right? So if you go and you look at theta and theta is 0.25, that means for every 1 day that you're holding it, you're losing $25, right? For every 24 hours that you hold it, you're losing $25 per contract for that hypothetical, right? Now, what's very important is that, you are not unnecessarily holding too long. If you're unnecessarily holding too long, you're unnecessarily lighting your money on fire. That's what you're doing. So you want to make sure you don't do that. The sooner on that you hit your profit targets, which loops right back into the risk management that we were just talking about, your profit targets based off the risk management strategy that you have in place. And that's part of the onboarding process. We help you come up with a risk management strategy. But anyways, your take profits. So once you hit your profit level, then you want to get out, and you want to make sure you want to ideally have your profit targets being hit early on in the process, right? The sooner on that your profit target is going to be hit, the more money that you're going to be able to make, because theta wouldn't have ate up your contract nearly as much, right? So if tomorrow's Tuesday, which it is, tomorrow's Tuesday, if I hit my profit target on a trade and I get out, I make a lot more money than if I hit my profit target on Thursday, right? So the sooner on you hit the profit target, the more money you're going to make. And in some cases, it can be a very extreme difference. So you want to make sure that you're always looking at theta when you're taking your trades. Then we're going to talk about here for a moment why options are better than purchasing shares. So if you want to buy Apple, for example, and we'll say that Apple is $100, and you want to purchase 100 shares of Apple, that would cost you $10,000 in startup capital to make that investment. With options trading, you could rent those 100 shares, have similar returns, and pay like $75. A small percentage of what you would otherwise be paying, less than 1% in that example, right? So very big difference, clearly. Now the difference here is, you're having similar returns, but you do not own those shares. You do not own 100 shares. You are essentially renting those shares. So you have to give the shares back But once you give the shares back, if the shares are worth more than when you initially got them, then that's how you're walking away with that profit. So that is the difference between purchasing shares and purchasing options contracts. There's a very big difference. One requires a lot of startup capital and you have ownership of those shares. The other, you have temporary ownership of those shares for a fraction of the price. So that's really why options is so beneficial, especially for people who may not have hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can throw into the stock market, right? This is great for people who really don't have a lot of money to just throw into the market like that, right? And now moving forward to the risk management plan, we have that risk management strategy that we're going to be going over with each of you guys today. So that is very important, extremely important. Having a risk management plan is extremely important, and it's almost impossible for you to trade without having a risk management strategy. So you want to make sure that you're always setting stop losses and take profits. So to go over what a stop loss is basically an automatic sell. So if you are entering a trade and let's say you want to lose $50, worst case scenario, if you go fit down $50, you want to get out of that trade immediately. Then what you would do is you would set a stop loss, and that stop loss would automatically sell your position for you once you go down that $50. Now, setting a take profit is the exact same as that, but except the inverse of that. So if you enter a trade and you say, once I go up $50, I want to exit that trade, then you would set a take profit, and the moment that you go up $50, boom, it's automatically sold on your behalf. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Then you also want to make sure that you're leaving runners as well. Runners are basically you leaving a portion of your position left over, so that way you're able to maximize your profits. And you never want to risk more than 2 to 3% of your account on a single individual trade, especially when you're starting out. A little bit further down the line, you can go a little bit higher than that, but not much higher than that. You don't want to be in a situation where you're winning, and then you have one loss and it wipes out all of the wins that you had. That's obviously the last thing that you want, and it's obviously impossible for you to be profitable long term if you're winning trades and then just one losing trade wipes out all of those wins. It's impossible, clearly, just based on mental math, for you to be profitable in that circumstance if you allow that to happen. So just to go over the onboarding process, we teach you all of these things right off the get-go before you really even start trading. So just to go over the full onboarding, right when you sign up, you schedule your stage 1 meeting. In that stage 1 meeting, we do 2 things. Firstly, you get an introduction to me and whoever else may be on that call. Usually it'll be me, and it will be Man, which is one of the lead analysts of I Got You Trades. And then you'll also have Kareem, which is the head of support as well, all on the call with you for stage 1 onboarding. The stage 1 onboarding is in a group setting. So there's going to be all these other members who have signed up with you, right? Other people who are in your same boat, in your same shoes. And this is a great opportunity to network. This is a great opportunity to start to build those relationships, because in I Got You Trades and with trading, the relationships are a big piece of it, right? I Got You Trades is a big group. We have 850 people in there, but within those 850 people, there's like 50 small little groups of people that people, create. They create their network, so that way if you run into any issues, you can easily call somebody up. Hey, I'm having this issue. Do you know how to fix it? Boom. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why that keeps happening, but ideally you want to have your network built up of numerous types of people, right? You want to have some beginners. You want to have some intermediate people. You want to have some experienced people, right? So that way you're able to really have a true network of people from every aspect of trading, right? So that's stage 1. In stage 1, we set up your brokerage account, which is basically your bank account for trading. This is where you're going to be buying everything. This is where you're going to be selling everything. And then we also set up your Discord account as well. Discord is how you have access to I Got You Trades' services. That is how you're going to be able to actually view all the educational materials. That is how you're going to be able to join all of our meetings, talk in the chats. All that stuff is all within the Discord app, which you will download and set up in stage 1. After that, you move to stage 2. In stage 2, that is where you first start to learn how to buy. That's where you learn how to sell. That's how you learn how to do everything in terms of purchasing and selling. And that is when you first start making money in I Got You Trades, is after your stage 2 meeting. So what's great is that whole process that we just talked about, stage 1 and stage 2, you can get those done in 2 days. 2 days you can get that done. So, by Wednesday, you can start making some more money, passive income, instantly, just like that, right? And after your stage 2, about a week later, you have your stage 3 meeting, which is your check-in meeting. In between the stage 2 and the stage 3, we encourage all of our members to go through the educational material, begin attending meetings, begin, talking with other members and building that network out, begin doing all that stuff and utilizing the services, start trading, start making some money. And then in the stage 3, what we will do is we'll look back on the trades that you took during that week, see if any mistakes were made and how to prevent those moving forward. And it's really just a check-in to make sure that everything is going according to plan. Then after your stage 3, you complete your onboarding process with me. You then have your one-on-one strategy call with me. In this strategy call, we look at your goals. We look at your financial goals and how exactly we're going to get you there, right? As I talked about, it's not a matter of if you're going to get there. It's a matter of when you're going to get there, because you will get there. I've had literally thousands of strategy calls at this point. We've done this time and time and time and time and time again. I've been very, very successful with the strategy calls. So, we will get you to your financial goals, and that is exactly how we do it. So we have that strategy call. After that strategy call, we begin putting your strategy call or your strategy that we create on that call into place, right? We'll have check-in calls, make sure everything is going smoothly and according to plan. Then at that point, you're able to then participate in the 30-day beginner boot camp if you want to. That is optional. Right? Of course, it is recommended, but it is optional. It's a 30-day boot camp where you spend about 20 to 30 minutes a day learning about the stock market, learning about everything you need to know. Then at the end of the 30 days, you can then move up to the next level in I Got You Trades, which is the experience level. At this point, you will be at least 5 to 6 weeks into the program. And at this point, you're going to be making a lot more money in the experience level. That is where you really see a big jump in the amount of money that you're going to be able to make on a monthly basis, is once you get to that next level, the experience level. That's where you learn some more complex concepts, which of course at that point you will be ready for. And at that point, you're able to really double to triple your income that you're making already coming out of beginner, right? So that right there is the full onboarding process of how exactly we do everything, how exactly we onboard you, how exactly we go about bringing you into the community and bringing you into trading. That's the full walkthrough right there. So we've gone over some educational materials. We've gone over a lot here today with you guys. So I hope that everybody has enjoyed that. It is time to take action. We've talked about this time and time again. Some people will take action, some people will not, And one of the things that me and Mon was just talking about, I'm coming in here to show you guys the profits here, but one of the things that me and Mon was just talking about, like literally just before I started this live, is that there's so many of you guys who, show up to these lives like this one right here, but you guys don't take action. So we were just thinking about how crazy that is, because obviously if you're showing up to these lives, you're watching me do my presentations every single day for the past however many days it's been, then you have some degree of interest. So it's like, why are you not signed up? That's what we've been thinking about and trying to figure out. We also have that 200 goal. We really want to hit that. That is our #1 goal right now. And we're really, really close. We're so close. I don't know the exact number, but we're right here right now. We're right here. We're so close to hitting that goal. But yeah, guys, look at some of these profits. We have some brand new profits that have come in. since the other day when I last showed you guys. Right here is a profit. Oh, okay, there we go. So right here is a profit of $65. As you guys can see, they initially purchased it for $37. So they nearly doubled their money on this trade. Right here, this is a $156 profit here. Absolutely stellar. Then we have this $70 profit here. We have a lot more here, $30 profit, $152 profit, a $405 profit, a $318 profit, $180 profit. And as we talked about yesterday, the list just goes on and on and on forever, like literally forever. We sat here for like an hour yesterday just scrolling through the profits. But look at all these screenshots here. These are all of our members who decide to post their profits. So this is literally less than 1% of all the profits within I Got You Trades. The majority of people do not post their trades, and the ones who do definitely do not post the majority of their trades. So this is well below 1% of the profits within the group so far. It's been a year. We've learned so much, and at this point, we are one of the biggest companies in the world that do this. We're top 100 in the world right now, the entire earth, which is pretty crazy to think about. We've come so far in the past year, and as I've talked about time and time again, it's all about who is going to take action and who is just going to watch. Who is just going to watch these lives and say, oh, yeah, it's pretty cool idea, yeah, blah. And then they're going to go back to doing what they're doing. They're going to go back to their cat videos. They're going to go back to their dog videos, and they will do nothing. And then in a few months, we're going to bring on all the people who actually did decide to take action. And, all of the people who did not take action are going to have very deep regrets. But at that point, the opportunity will be gone, and it will never come back. This is the final time for you to take action. I Got You Trades Week is coming to a close. Just 2 days remain in I Got You Trades Week. I will be cooking on both of them. So the clock is ticking. Time is ticking. Time is almost out. And, when time is out, time is out. There's no coming back. There's no way to, go back and take advantage of the opportunity. When you guys see the posts over the course of the next couple months, when you see posts about people who took action and where they are now, when you see all the people who are going to bring onto the live, seeing the circumstances that they're in, where they began and where they are today, then there's going to be deep regrets. And I just don't want anybody to have those regrets. My number one goal in life is to help as many people possible become financially free and successful, right? A couple years ago, 2 years ago, I was just a completely normal kid, completely normal. Some of you guys may have kids. I was probably just like them. Completely normal. There was no penthouse in Miami. There was none of that. Everything was normal. I was going to school every day. Normal kid stuff. And today, I'm where I am. Just 2 years in, 2 years later. 2 years later, I went from a normal kid to now in the top 0.1% of earners in the United States. At just 18 years of age. That shows you what is possible, right? Most people, I would assume if you ask them, is 2 years a lot of time? Most people would say no. But in 2 years, I make 20 years of progress. So that's how you're able to become successful. While everybody in 2 years makes 2 years of progress, I make 20 years of progress for every 2 years that go by. And in 2 years, I can promise you guys, I'm going to be in a lot different situation than I am today. And that is what happens when you work hard, when you take advantage of opportunities, when you go into situations with an open mind and the willingness to learn. That is how you're really able to take your life to the next level. And then Tiffany D. Jones, how much do you have to invest to get started? As little or as much as you would like to, as little or as much. There are no minimums. There are no maximums. You can invest however much or however little that you want to. So it's really completely up to you. I signed back up. I need to schedule a one-on-one. Yeah, so if you click the link down below, IGotYouTrades.com, you can schedule a one-on-one, and we'll be able to help you through that process of re-signing up, being back in the group, and walk you through everything. You guys have seen so many testimonials from current members who have signed up in the past and where they are today, right? You guys have seen this time and time again in the chats. You guys have seen it in the webinar that we did. You guys saw the testimonials. You guys saw some of this stuff. I mean, you guys saw Stacy, who came onto this live, just a couple months ago, and she made like $5,000 in a week, which is absolutely insane. absolutely insane. And those are the numbers that we have over at I Got You Trades. There's actually a group of people, a number of people who are making over $10,000 a month now from trading and passive income who are members of I Got You Trades. We've talked about the long list of people who, who are in certain situations and they were able to get out of those situations. They were able to retire early. They were able to quit their jobs and do trading full time, right? So if you want to be a member of my personal network, because that's also what this is, my personal network of people who are willing to work hard, fight hard, and do these things, right? So here's the thing. There's this Facebook page. This Facebook page has 100,000 followers. There are 100,000 people who follow this Facebook page. But of those 100,000 people, there's such a small number of those people who are actually warriors, is what I would call them. Warriors, or people who have the it factor. People who are willing to put in the time and effort to work. So I want to build a network of the people who have that it factor out of those 100,000 people, who have that it factor, who want to dedicate the time, who actually will use what I say to good use and won't just sit there and, say, oh yeah, Matthias is preaching, Matthias is doing, yeah, great, and get all fired up for 30 minutes and then go back to your life the same way it was before this live, right? That's what happens to a lot of people. They watch these lives and, I like to think that I'm a good motivational speaker, right? They watch these lives and they get all fired up. And then 30 minutes go by and it's like, oh, right back to where they were before. No progress was made. They watch this just to get fired up and do nothing, right? So I want a group of people who are going to get fired up, just like everybody else. Get fired up, but also then take action. Once I get fired up, then use that fire to take action, right? And that's what my I Got You Trades is all about as well. It's about trading, it's about building your network, but also it's about my personal network of people who are willing to work hard. Because here's the thing, there's so many opportunities that are outside of trading that I have. There are so many, I have 6 different businesses. You guys don't even know other businesses that I have. So many of them are not, you guys don't know about them. So I have 6 companies, right? And there's so many opportunities that arise, so many opportunities where I can, help members with non-trading related opportunities. And if I'm going to bring somebody into an opportunity, I don't want to just bring some random person who may screw it up, right? I want to bring somebody in who I know is going to work, who I know is going to give it their all, who I know is going to give it their best. And so when that time comes, which that time has come numerous times, many times actually, I can reach out to some of the members of I Got You Trades who I know will put in the time, effort, and, they are going to give it their 100% and their all. So with all of that being said, there's really not much more to say. You guys have heard me speak every single day for the past 8 days here. You guys have seen thousands of screenshot testimonials of our members making money. You guys have seen hundreds of our members in the chats talking about their experience. And you guys have seen so much. You guys have seen 5 different webinars that we've done at this point. You guys have seen it all, right? You guys have more information on I Got You Trades than any other business will give to you before you sign up for their program. And on top of that, as we talked about, it's 100% free for the first month. And then after that, as we said, it is $125 per month, but you're easily able to make that back, as you guys can clearly see from the profits that I show you every single day. And as you guys can clearly tell from the members who continuously comment in the chat, right? So the goal is that it stays free indefinitely, and that is how we get it done. So at this point, there's nothing really left to say. It is time for you to take action. There's nobody who is going to change your life but yourself. That's it. And I see a question here from Josie Moore. What inspired you to start a trading company? So I've been, my parents, both of my parents have been entrepreneurs for a while, well before you guys knew who my mom was, way before all that stuff, before the social media things happened. She was in business and she knew a lot about the stock market, right? And as I told you guys about yesterday, I believe it was, I was always learning something. That's just always what I wanted to do. So when I was 12 years old, I started studying the stock market, and I gave my mom some incredible stock picks at 12 years of age. You know, I said Tesla was one of them. Tesla was one of my number one picks when I was 12 years old. And now, if you were to put like $5,000 into Tesla, it would be over $500,000 today. So you can just imagine how that investment went for my mom when I told her to do that. You know, most people, it would be crazy, you know, to listen to their kid, their 12-year-old son, you know, telling them what stocks to buy. It would be insane. But, you know, my mom made the decision to listen to me, and obviously she is heavily reaping the rewards of listening to me with that Tesla trade that I told her to take. Bitcoin as well. I told her to purchase Bitcoin. She's up a lot on that. So yeah, but anyway, I've been trading since I was 12 years old. That was like the very first piece of my entrepreneurial life. And so then, you know, I started a couple businesses. I learned the ropes in business. I was always planning on doing this eventually, right? You guys saw me start I Got You Store, Horizon, the website development company. So at that point I knew how to run a business. It had been like a year and a half at that point. And so I was ready to launch this business, which is I Got You Trades, which was always in the playbook. The other businesses were simply stepping stones for this. And so then I felt I was ready, and, you know, I rolled this out. So 1 year ago, we rolled this out, and 1 year ago, it was a lot different than it was today. I've learned, I Got You Trades has taught me so much when it comes to business. I've made a lot of mistakes, but obviously we're able to correct those, and now we are killing it. One of the biggest companies now in trading education in the entire world. And that is through perseverance, that is through hard work, that is through picking the right people to be analysts of the community, and making the right decisions, right? And learning from my mistakes, right? And one of the ways that, you know, one of the things that I Got You Trades taught me, if we look back, you know, a couple years, when bad things happened to me, I used to be very upset, just like most people. You know, if something bad happens, you're really upset. But the truth is that no matter how bad of a thing happened to you, I can promise you, it could be the worst thing in the world. You're going to end up learning so much from that situation. And as long as you are willing to really look for the good in the bad, and you're willing to look for the lessons in the bad, then you're going to walk away from that situation with so much information, so much valuable information that you did not have before that took place, right? So now when a bad situation happens, I don't sit there and I'm not banging my desk all upset that something bad happened to me. I'm looking at the situation and saying, okay, what is the universe trying to tell me here? That's really what I think about. When something bad happens, I think of that God and the universe is telling me something. They need me to learn this. They need me to know this, right? And so that's the way that I look at it. I don't really look at it as, oh, why me? There's always bad things are happening to me. I never look at it that way. I just look at it as the universe is trying to teach me something, and so I better learn so it doesn't happen again. Because, at the end of the day, if something bad happens to me, the universe is trying to teach me something, and I don't learn the lesson, then it's going to happen again. And if I still don't learn the lesson, it's going to happen again and again and again and again. And obviously, you don't want that to happen. So I do my best to learn the first time so I don't make the same mistake repeatedly. And it really, that right there is trading right there. What I just said, that is trading. That's what you have to do in trading. Sometimes things will not go your way. I'm not here to tell you that every single day is going to be a great day. And no member is going to tell you that every single day is going to be a great day, because it won't be. There's going to be some days that are bad. There's going to be some days that are stellar. There's going to be some days that are good and some days that are average. But you have to always be looking for the good and the bad. Every time that one of those bad days comes along, you have to look and you have to say, okay, what is the universe trying to teach me here? There is always a lesson from anything bad that happens in your life. There is nothing, not one thing that can go bad in your life that doesn't have a lesson behind it. Thank you, Anthony Gonzalez. That means a lot to me. I put this together earlier today. About 15 of our new members had their stage 1 onboarding call. So I asked some of the experienced members to leave advice for all of our newcomers. So I want to finish this live off on telling you what our own members have to say and their advice to those of you who do decide to take action today. Perfect. So Lindy, one of our best members, she is an Academy member. She has been a member of I Got You Trades for a while now. She has been a member since, it looks like, for about 5 months she's been a member. She is on the council. She is one of our role model members. She said, prepare yourself for trading like you would to go to work out or whatever. Get yourself some water, make sure you ate and went to the bathroom, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and ask people to leave you alone. Have a strategy and stick to it. Don't multitask. If you have a good feeling about a trade, go for it. If you don't, then pass. There are so many signals and so many opportunities out there for you to choose from. And then another one from Butterfly1, that is her screen name. She's been a member for about 6 months. Hi, I haven't been in that long, but my advice would be to just be patient. Don't get anxious and be all over the place. Trade and sell one contract at a time. Small amounts add up. Set up a meeting for risk management. There will be great days and just okay days. Remember, Matthias and his team want us to succeed. Then Barbara. Barbara is an OG member. She has been here from day one almost. She joined on July 29th, 2023, so it is almost the 1-year anniversary of having her being a member. She said, welcome all newbies. I joined the group on July 29th, 2023 with absolutely no trading experience. Yes, I had a 401k, IRA, and other accounts, but I didn't actually buy and sell contracts. In I Got You Trades, you are given the tools, training, and actual signals to buy and sell. My advice is to learn as much as you possibly can. Ask as many questions as you can and apply it. Also attend the beginners meetings and schedule one-on-one meetings because they will walk you through step by step. Once you've done it a few trades, it will all make sense. You're going to have good days and you are going to have bad days. That comes with trading. You're going to make mistakes. I still make them. Don't give up. This is a good group with experienced analysts and traders just like you. Look forward to all the newbies and looking forward to all the new experiences and enjoy. Again, welcome to the group. Amazing stuff there from her. And then Yolanda B, also a member of I Got You Trades who has been here for a while, said, the one thing I would say is trust the process. It's really easy to get tempted and stay in too long or get frustrated at the losses that will come. I'm an in-betweener, not new and not pro. This mindset has helped me take the emotion out of trading most of the time. So those are words from our members that I told them to write so we could share them with you guys today. I am super excited to have all of you guys here with me today, and I'm very excited for those of you who will take action. We've read testimonials. We've gone over everything here over the course of these past couple days. Only you can take action and only you can change your life. All you have to do is click the link down below, and which is IGotYouTrades.com, and use the promo code 1YEAR at checkout. The number 1 year, all one word, at checkout for 100% off of that first month. Josie Donald Moore, we have not hit the the 200 member goal yet. We have not hit the 200 member goal yet, but we are this close. It's looking like we're going to be able to hit it, but it's going to be a close one. So we need all of our viewers' support so we're able to hit that goal. And then Anthony Gonzalez, I learned so much from this live only because I didn't have the time when I joined and didn't put in the work. Okay, well, that's great to hear. Now you can, of course, join back and put in the work this time, right? There's always learning lessons. You always have to make mistakes, as we just talked about, right? We just talked about how you make mistakes and you learn from them. So obviously you made a mistake by not putting in the time and effort that was necessary. This time you can learn from that mistake and sign up again. And luckily for you, usually mistakes, have big consequences. But this time there's none because it is completely free to sign up. So all you guys have to do is click that link down below, IGotYouTrades.com. Use the promo code 1YEAR at checkout, the number 1 year, all one word, at checkout for 100% off of your first month with I Got You Trades. So Like I said, we've talked a lot. We've talked over and over and over again. I've given so many motivational lives like almost every day at this point, right? But at the end of the day, you know, you can get fired up, but it doesn't mean anything unless you take action. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. I encourage each and every one of you to take action today, change your life financially, and you know, there's nothing that anybody can do. Nobody is going to come and save you. The only person who can save you is you, and you have to take action today. Time is running out. This opportunity will be gone, and you will have deep regrets about not taking this opportunity. I appreciate each and every one of you for attending today. Click the link down below. Use promo code 1YEAR at checkout for 100% off of your first month, and I will see you guys in our next live tomorrow. I will be cooking at 4 p.m. Eastern time. See you guys there, and congratulations to all of our new members.